It's finally spring, which can only mean one thing. It's time to declutter my entire makeup collection. I'll be decluttering everything behind and everything in my drawers below. I've got my comfy clothes on, so let's get started. So this is what we're working with today. It's not too bad. I did a big declutter last year, but I really want to get these boxes down. So we've got one for base, one for eyes, one for lips, and the biggest for blush and bronzer. And I've still got quite a few palettes. So I'd just like to reduce all these down and make sure that the boxes are easily stackable into my drawers here. Start off today with my base products. And what I'm going to do is pop any that I want to keep in this box here and any that I don't want to keep in this plastic pot. So I like these containers for my makeup. As you saw earlier, I've got one for base, one for eyes, one for lips, and one for blushes and bronzers. And I like them because they don't look too dirty. So the clear plastic trays, I used to have those and they do tend to gather quite a lot of dust and dirt, but these keep really quite nice and clean and they're stackable too. And what I want to do today is try and reduce this by at least 25%. So let's get started. So first up, this Wet n Wild concealer. Recently used this in a video. I love it because it's a corrector and a concealer. So it's got a lovely peachy tone, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. We have the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate and Milani Conceal and Perfect. These are both nose. I find this one is not quite the right colour and is drying, and this Revolution Conceal and Hydrate is also quite drying. I've talked about this one in a recent video, which was testing drugstore concealers, if you'd like to find out more. Another two concealers. I do have a large collection of concealers. This one is e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish in the shade Light Ivory. This is a really nice concealer and I've reached for it quite a lot. Used quite a lot of it, so I think this might be an empty quite soon. I'm definitely going to keep this. This NARS one on the other hand, fantastic colour. I've got the shade Vanilla, but I do find it's quite drying, so I won't be keeping that. I'm just going to swatch this colour for you because it is a really nice beige tone. So you can see here, it does still conceal dark circles, but it has a lovely brightening effect too. But no for this one, and yes for this one. So we'll tackle these ones next. IRL Filter Finish Concealer in C4, definitely keeping this. You'll have seen I've talked about it in my drugstore concealers video. This Revolution Pro one here, Ultimate Radiant Under Eye Concealer, again, talked about it in my recent video and it is my holy grail. I'll just swatch this one for you. So I'm not sure if the camera will pick it up, but you can see this one here is lovely and radiant. And it's kind of in between these two colours here. So it does have some orange to cancel out any dark circles, but it's also not too dark. These two here, I don't reach for this Maybelline concealer at all, so that's a no. And this NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum, I have two of these, I'm sure I have two. This is in the shade Fair. It's far too light. So actually I will swatch this for you because it looks like a decent colour in the packet. I'll just pop it on my hand for you. And that is so much lighter than you would expect from the packaging. So it's far too light for my skin. So no to this one. Moving into some primers for a moment. So we've got this one from Beauty Pie, one from e.l.f. and this one from Revolution. This Beauty Pie Illuminating Primer, I'm going to say no because it's quite old now and I have used about half of it, but I think it needs to be gotten rid of. This Revolution Candy Haze, so beautiful. It's so pretty, isn't it? And it gives a really nice dewy finish, so 100% keeping this one. And e.l.f. Prep and Hydrate Balm. So this is a lovely lightweight primer, gives a nice hydrating finish. I don't use it that much, so I do need to start using it, but I have enjoyed it when I've used it before, so we'll be keeping this one. So I've located my final three concealers. We have this one from Juvia's Place, which is in the shade 20. Amazing concealer. This is probably one of the highest coverage concealers I own. So this is the colour here, and it's really nice blended out. Has that nice peachy tone again. And for a full coverage concealer, I don't find it too drying. This NYX concealer I'll be keeping because this is a much better shade match. It's 2 shades darker, and this is the shade Vanilla. And this is a slightly different product. It's the Conceal and Correct. So it's actually a liquid corrector in the shade Peach. So this is ideal for putting on before your concealer to get rid of any dark circles. I'll definitely keep this one. So this is the Revolution Ultimate Eye Base. So again, it's a base product and it essentially provides a base for your eyeshadow. It also helps to cancel out any redness that you might have on your skin or on your eyelids. So I'll just pop and show you what it looks like. So you can see it's quite a bright colour. You need the tiniest amount, so I would probably use less than this for both eyes. It's quite a rich consistency, and it's great for if you want to build up colourful eyeshadow on your eyelids because it really provides a blank canvas for it. Definitely keeping this one, it's the only eye primer I have. And here we have some base products, and I'm going to spoil it now and tell you I'm keeping all 3. This is the Claire CC cream from Aborian, lovely lightweight CC cream for every day. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter, which you've seen me mention on my channel several times before and use in one of my recent makeup videos. This is in the shade 2 Fair Light, doesn't look as dark as it does in the bottle. So glossy, so dewy, must have in your life. And then finally, this is a Believe Beauty foundation. And it's in the shade, where can I find the shade? Delicate Ivory. It's a lovely medium coverage foundation, and this is under the same parent company or sort of same brand as Flower Beauty, which is Drew Barrymore's company. So the products I find are very similar, and this is really high quality, and I think it was only about $5. Definitely one of my favourite foundations I've ever tried. So tackling my last 3 products. An Illamasqua face primer. I don't tend to reach for this. I do think it's meant to have a really good reputation. It's a jelly texture, but it's just not something I reach for, and it's quite old now, so I'll be getting rid of this one. These Pie Impossible Glow bronzing drops. So you're meant to use these by mixing them in with your moisturiser or foundation just to give you a nice glow. So I'm going to swatch this now for you, but remember this is quite unrealistic because obviously this is neat rather than mixed in with another product. But you can see it gives you a really nice glow, and don't worry, you don't look like the Tin Man putting this on. It does actually look really nice when blended in with foundation or moisturiser. And finally, e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. Absolute yes for me. I'm not a huge fan of powder, but this one does work for me. And I have the shade Light Claire. So there we have it, the keep and the dispose. Pretty happy with this. I think this is probably about 25% of products gone. So I've definitely made some room in here, and it will be a lot more stackable, especially when slightly better organised. Moving on to blushes, bronzers, highlighters, all that jazz. And you can see this one is overflowing, definitely one I need to tackle. So we will start off with a couple of these palettes. I think I've dug out most of the palettes in here, or jewel products. So this first one here is from the Beauty Crop. Now this is a gorgeous product, absolutely love the 2 shades, and they're quite luminescent too, so they give you a lovely healthy glow. Definitely keeping this one. So this product here is from e.l.f. and it's one of their bite-sized blush and highlighter palettes in the shade Watermelon. So I absolutely love how complementary these shades are, and this acts as a lovely blush topper too. So this is definitely a go-to, especially for spring and summer. So this is a contouring palette from Wet n Wild. I wouldn't say it's contouring at all. This is far too warm, and this is far too dark for a highlighter, and it has no shimmer to it whatsoever. It's also really big, so inconvenient. Conversely, this one here from Catrice, the Holiday Skin Bronze and Glow, is beautiful. Lovely shade, bronzy, warming, and a lovely highlighter too. That does have a bit of shimmer, but is quite natural. Lovely palette, but super old, so no. This Rimmel palette, which is a collaboration with Kate Moss. Never really reached for this. This is a nice peachy blush colour, but I don't really touch the other colours, so I'll say no. This is a Believe Beauty highlighter palette, so it's that American brand that I mentioned earlier with regards to the foundation. Now these are creamy, really great colour payoff, but they're just not the right shades for me. They come off quite goldy, greeny, yellow coloured, which is not my ideal choice, so I'm not going to keep these. If you were interested, these are the shades here. So you can see a mega green tint to this one, not really my sort of thing. Moving on to some cream blushes. Okay, so I didn't quite realise how many cream and liquid blushes I have. Definitely need to get rid of some of these. Planet Revolution blush here, don't really reach for it, it's very sticky. This Revolution Glow Balm, which is meant to be the Jones's Road dupe. You can see I've had a fair go at this, but unfortunately it is not right for me. It looks lovely when swatched, but it just doesn't last on the cheeks and is really sticky. These sticks are quite similar in terms of the formula and the colours. This one is an Australian brand, super old, I need to get rid of that. I absolutely love this one from the Body Collection England. It's stocked in Wilkinson's in the UK. As you can see, beautiful pinky coral tone with a lovely glow, so you don't even need any highlighter with this one. Definitely keeping this. This product is a liquid product from XX Revolution in the shade Dainty. I find there's not much colour payoff, but it does give a lovely glow, so I will keep this one. Another Believe Beauty product here. This is in the shade Tropical Sunset. I mean, look at that colour payoff. It's so creamy, so rich, and you need the tiniest amount, otherwise you will look a bit like a clown, but it's going to last me ages and it's perfect for the spring and summer months. If you're looking for a more wearable product, I recommend this one from Milani. It's another cream blush, similar texture to the previous product. This is in the shade Nude Kiss and it's the Cheek Kiss product. I'm also going to keep this Bobbi Brown product. I received it in an advent calendar. It's in the shade Powder Pink and you can see it's not really that pinky, it's more of a terracotta colour, and I will swatch this one for you. So this is probably the creamiest of all the formulas. Really rich, and it does last all day, and I absolutely love the fact there's a mirror in there too. Moving on to my final powder blushes, we've got Milani Luminoso 100%. We've got this e.l.f. Primer Infused Blusher in Always Preppy. Has a beautiful shimmer to that one. This is a product from a Spanish supermarket called Mercadona. It's a satin finished blush, looks gorgeous, has a mirror in it, and it's in the shade 2. I think I can get away with keeping both since they're such different shades. Two standalone bronzers now, one from e.l.f. and one from Flower Beauty. I love both of these. This is my go-to in summer because it is a baked blush, so you have a gorgeous shimmer, it's so rich. I'm going to keep this one, of course. And of course I'll keep this one. This is a more of a matte formula and it can also be used for contouring, and it's in the shade Forever Sun-Kissed. And it's a primer infused bronzer too, so it lasts well throughout the day. Last three products, and first up is the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Highlighter. This is a stick, so it gives a wet look glossy finish, sort of glass skin. Gorgeous, but not very practical, not very durable, so I'll be getting rid of this one. I personally find this Dandelion Twinkle blush is far too dark for me. As you can see, it's barely been used. I think I might have taken this plastic off once or twice to attempt to use it, but far too warm and yellow and not much shimmer. And finally, this gorgeous Pixie palette in Delicate Dew, stunning shades. If you like a stunning glossy highlight, you will absolutely love these. So here's my keep, here's my dispose of. Really happy with this. I've got rid of so many products. If you'd like to see a part 2 of this video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.